Someone is trying to jumpstart their car outside. If you can hear that, I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do about that. Hello everyone, this is Maggie, and welcome to another YouTube video. Okay, so this video is gonna be probably a little shorter than my usual videos, but it's gonna be an important video. So in the comment sections of my YouTube videos, I do get a lot of repeated questions. You know, the usual stuff. What materials do you use? How do you record your videos? All that stuff. And the reason why I usually don't answer those comments is because, you know, people aren't gonna go look in comments for answers for videos, so I'm probably gonna have to be repeating myself over and over and over and over and over again. So I just have been kind of saving the topic for a video one day, so I can make like just a quick video where I answer all of your most burning questions. So yeah, I wrote down the most asked questions that I had on a few post-it notes. They're like 5 questions, so we're just gonna go through them. And while I do that, obviously, I'm gonna work on my sketchbook a little bit because God knows she needs it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the first question is, where do you live? For obvious reasons, I'm not gonna give you a specific answer. If you've seen my content and you've seen the stuff that I put in my sketchbook, you can pretty much guess where I live, but I'm just gonna say it's not in America, it's not in Asia, I live in Europe. Where in Europe? Good question. That's all you're gonna get. This is one of those questions where, like, I get it, people see specific languages in my sketchbook and they're like, oh, I wonder if this person is from here, or maybe they just visited. That's valid. I don't mind that, obviously. Again, if you've seen my sketchbooks, my vlogs, stuff I do with my life, you can absolutely guess where I live, but openly I'm just not gonna say it for online safety reasons. Next up is, what blank do you use? And by blank, I kind of mean any art material. I get asked this a lot, especially my sketchbook, my markers. Whenever I make videos about specific art materials, I do try to list them in the description. All my videos have what type of sketchbook that I use, what type of editing software that I use in my description. I just don't think people really see it a lot. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go through the main ones here, and hopefully this helps you a little bit. So for my sketchbooks, these are a Talens Art Creation A5 sketchbooks. They have around 80 pages. They are pretty solid. They are stitched together. I've been using them for a very, very long time, and they have always been very sweet to me. The only issue I kind of have with them is that their pages are kind of narrow, so you do need to kind of, you know, work with what you're given. For my markers, usually people ask me about my alcohol markers. I don't stick to a specific brand because I think that is kind of stupid. Why would you limit yourself to a specific brand where you can just buy a bunch of different ones and you can just, you know, use them however you feel like it? So the brands I mostly use are RTX. They have gifted me one of their giant 90-pack pens, and I love them very, very much. They are very saturated and they fill up a lot of space, and I just really, really like them. I genuinely think they are really, really good. Besides that, I use, you know, the usual. I use a lot of Copics. I use a lot of Winsor & Newton. Those are also really good. I use this brand called Graphite, or Graph-It, however you pronounce it. I do like to buy and try out kind of less known brands, or like white brand markers, because they are becoming really, really affordable. And back in my day, you only had Copic and each pen was like $5, so it was insane. It was insanely hard to build a collection. So whenever I see like 15 pens for like $10, I think that is mental, a good kind of mental, so I buy them and I try them out. If you are just starting as an artist and you want to try out alcohol markers, that's what I recommend people do. Just go to the dollar store and get like a 20 or 30 pack for like a few bucks, and don't pick branded stuff. Just go for the white labels. They are fine. And if you're just starting out, why waste a lot of money in something you don't know that you're gonna use? Just buy the cheap stuff, and if you really, really are into it, then later on in life you can invest in other stuff. So that's sketchbook, that's markers. I also get asked this a lot, what kind of glue do you use? Like what brand? I have talked about this before. I only use this brand, boohoo. They are the only brand of glue that I trust. They are not very liquid, they are very sticky, and they work really, really fine. They have a bunch of types of glue. They have these glue sticks, they have liquid glue, they have tape, everything under the sun. This is a really, really good brand. They are a little more on the expensive side, but at the rate which I go through these, I genuinely believe that it's worth it. If you're wondering about other more specific things like what kind of ballpoint pens or pencils do I use, I'm gonna show you my collections, but I need you to understand that a lot of these were like picked from the floor, so it doesn't really matter. This is something that, like, obviously I don't want to talk shit about beginning artists because I mean they really don't need that, but a lot of the questions that I see getting asked is, oh, what kind of art materials do you use, as if that's important. I'm gonna tell you something, it's really not important. Great art materials aren't gonna make a great artist. Does it feel good to have the expensive stuff and kind of look at it like, oh, that's so pristine, I feel so professional? It is. And I suffer from that too, don't get me wrong, but it's really not the art material that makes the artist. Sure, some brands are better at some things than others, but it's really not necessary. You can go your whole life without buying chic art materials and still do great shit. The sketchbook's kind of bare, so you're gonna have to put up with me a little bit. None of these were done with expensive markers. Everything here was done with color pencils and pens that I pick off the floor. It's really not that important. I share it still because, you know, some people may really want this, but I heavily stress this. You don't need super expensive stuff to get your art to the level that you want it to be, okay? Got it. This question kind of comes paired with the last one. Oh, where do you buy your blank? Whatever that may be. I know people are usually looking for maybe an Amazon link or something. I buy everything locally. I don't like buying art supplies off of the internet unless it is like an established brand. Again, like RTX. But I am a very tactile person. I need to look at the thing. I need to touch the thing. I need to try the thing before I buy it. And I'm very picky where I get things. Again, I don't like buying art materials from the internet because what if they are horrible and I just wasted a lot of money and time waiting for them, you know? That would suck. I just buy them at local art stores, and I would suggest you do the same. It's a really good way to, again, support local businesses, but also kind of limit your choices so you don't feel overwhelmed by, oh, which one should I get? There's like 50 brands online. Go to your local store, see what they have. It's going to be a much smaller selection. You pick one and you try it. I do try to find a lot of the art materials that I have online, you know, for the sake of giving people what they want. But I've gotten a lot of comments saying, oh, I could never find these holographic sketchbooks on the internet. Where do you get them? At my local store. I know the normal ones are on Amazon. I don't know about the holographic ones. Again, I'm sorry. I try my best to find things and give them to you guys, but if they're not available for purchase online, then I don't know what to tell you. How do you film your videos? This is another question I get asked a lot because I don't know why, really, but all my videos are filmed on a smartphone, the one I am using to film this video right now. I think it's a Samsung A13. It's just like a normal oldish Samsung phone. It's nothing amazing. I don't use my regular phone. This is my regular phone. This is the one I use for all my daily stuff. It's not the one that I use for my recordings. To record my videos, I just use a very old phone that I've had, you know, from when I was younger. When I get a new one, I don't throw the old one out. If it still works just fine, I mean, why would you do that? So I kept this phone from when I had it, when I used it all my life, and now I have cleaned it of as many apps as possible without completely destroying the phone. I removed Gmail, I removed Google Chrome, I removed everything that didn't need to be there so I can maximize the phone's storage to record my videos. And yeah, that's everything there is to it. It's just an old, repurposed smartphone that I kind of use as a camera. For my tripod, I've seen a lot of people again ask this. It's something that I got from a friend. I'm using it right now, so I can't show it, but again, this video already has a bunch of like B-roll, so I'm gonna show you what the tripod looks like, and then I will put it in the video later. This is what it looks like. This is why you see it wobbling a lot. It's not something that stays still, like the arm of the tripod bends, and that's how I position it. That's why my videos look kind of different sometimes. That's why, again, you can see the tripod wobbling a lot sometimes. And yeah, it's just something I got from my friend. I'm sure you can get this at like the dollar store. As for like what phone apps do I use to record my videos, lately I have been using Open Camera. It's a free app on the App Store. It gives you a lot of specifications that maybe you won't get on an older generation Samsung device. For example, there's like shutter speed and a bunch of different types of focuses. That's why my camera doesn't focus automatically all the time now. I couldn't change that. I had to install a whole other app to do it. Hopefully that's going well and you guys think it looks nice. And I use it to film all my videos now because I think it just looks nice. To edit my videos, I do everything on CapCut. I know it has a bunch of watermark problems and a lot of the things that used to be free are kind of getting locked up behind a paywall. I don't like that. I have lost a lot of fonts because of it. I'm kind of pissed. I hope they don't take away my trademark font. Otherwise, I think I'm just gonna completely pirate the app, you know, sucks, but that's what I use. Because CapCut is good, I do genuinely like the app. It's very user-friendly and it's both on mobile, but I use the desktop version, like on a computer, to edit my videos. But it's been kind of rough lately, so CapCut, get your shit together, otherwise I'm gonna dump you. Sometimes I record time lapses on my computer when I wanna, for example, when I showed you my website or when I do little speed paints on Krita. For that, I use OBS. It's again a free open source thing that you can just use to record your videos. I use it to stream a lot on my Discord server as well, so I just use that. It's kind of heavy, so you probably would need a little bit of a stronger computer. Nothing too strong, like just something more recent. But again, go off. I get really distracted while talking and then I don't draw anything. The rest of these questions are gonna be more artistic things. They're not so much, oh, what do you use and how do you use it? So I think hopefully I will be a little better at giving you guys tools and tips or whatever the hell. How do you finish your sketchbooks so fast? One of the things that I do is that I try not to pick a sketchbook with too many pages. Again, I said this sketchbook has like 80 pages and to some people that's a lot. It can be a lot, but it is a quantity that I have personally gotten used to. Anything over 80, like 100 pages, 120 pages, that's too much for me and I will get really overwhelmed if I have a very, very big sketchbook that requires months and months to finish. I kind of lose interest if that's the case. The other question kind of goes hand in hand with this one, so I'm just gonna kind of lump them together, is how do I stay motivated? I don't know what to tell you with this one. I see a lot of people asking this question and it's hard to answer because I don't know what to tell people how to stay motivated. The thing that I'm gonna tell you, I mean this like wholeheartedly. I never had art block in my life, and the idea of art block is such a weird concept to me. Like, what do you mean you can't draw? I'm not like making fun of people, obviously. I mean, like, the concept is so foreign to me because I think it was because for a very long time drawing was the only thing that I did. It's kind of pathetic to say. I didn't have many hobbies as a kid and drawing was one that I latched on so profusely that I could never really imagine myself doing anything else besides drawing. So I guess a lot of my ability to just push through sketchbooks comes from that. Lately, it has been getting a lot better. I've been picking up a lot of other hobbies like making candy. I love making candy. I need to get back to it. I really, really love coding my website. I think that's something really similar to drawing. It takes up a lot of effort, a lot of learning, and it's something that you continuously work on to make something functional and aesthetically appealing. So I think that is like a very similar hobby to keeping a sketchbook because you get to pick colors, colors and fonts and images and decorations. So I think a lot of the appeal from drawing, especially in like a chunky sketchbook, translates very well to coding. I think that's why it stuck to me so profusely as well. And you know, when I get new hobbies and I am really passionate about them, I do find myself drawing less. And I used to feel really guilty about it, like, oh, I'm the sketchbook person, I should be drawing more. And then I realized I'm not a sketchbook person, I am a person. I get to do whatever I want because it's my hobbies, it's my private time, and I get to do whatever I want with my private time and my hobbies. So I think that genuinely helped me a lot because I was getting really paranoid about it, but I realized it's just not that big of a deal. So for a lot of people who ask me how to stay motivated, I feel really bad because I know that the way I stay motivated has come from like a very toxic place, because this was my only hobby for years and I just hammered it home, and it got really exhaustive because I sometimes felt that I wasn't good at anything else. But I've thankfully got better from it, so I think I can confidently say, oh my god. So I think I can now give you a bit of a better advice. Something I use a lot to stay motivated is my friends. If you know me, you know I love drawing my friends' characters. I'm super obsessed. And since, you know, you can talk with your friends all the time, it's not the same as like being fixated on a fandom and the creator is this like super unreachable person who you can't just, you know, jump into their DMs and talk about headcanons. That would, imagine if people just did that with Toby Fox, I think the man would go insane. So, you know, just making friends and really enjoying their art is a great way to stay motivated because you get to talk to them all the time. Usually people like to talk about their OCs and like to be asked questions about them. I've gotten a comment from a lot of my friends saying, oh, you ask me so much questions that I would never ask about my own characters, and it's good to like develop them to a certain extent. And I feel really happy, you know, I get to learn more about something that I really like, and my friends get to build onto their own characters and know more about them as well. I think that's a really, really nice relationship to have with other people online. You receive more info about something that you like, and they get to develop upon something they have created. And it's this mutually feeding relationship that I have practiced a lot myself. And I think that's a really good way to stay motivated, is that you just keep learning new things about this character or universe that you like. Something I really advocate for with staying motivated is that you get out of your comfort zone a lot. I know this can seem a little daunting to some people, but your comfort zone will keep you there if you let it. If you have seen my recent sketchbooks, you have seen that something I have started implementing were sketchbook goals, for example. This was the introduction page for my sketchbook, and these are my sketchbook goals. Get into more fandoms, more random fan arts, and more still lifes. These are things that I don't do a lot, but that I wish I did more because I would get more places to pick inspiration from, and I think I have been working decently well on it. But again, since I am so used to just drawing OCs, getting into different fandoms and drawing things, you know, from view instead of from my imagination has been, you know, something that's been really, really out of my comfort zone. But I still do it because you need to keep growing. If you are unhappy with where you are, you need to be prepared to go into the unknown. If your regular art doesn't appeal to you anymore, you need to be brave and try new things. I think that's something more people should interiorize, that you can't keep doing the same thing forever, not because it's not viable. There are artists who just do the same thing and they can make it like that, but you can stagnate a lot if you just remain in one area your whole life. So that's what I've been doing. Of course, it's kind of hard to get into new things when, you know, you're kind of forcing yourself to do it, so I also have a lot of tricks from that. One of the things that I really want to get myself to do more is to draw still lifes, but I find myself getting really bored of things that I find online for still lifes. So I purposefully go look for things that I already like to draw. Shiny things, colorful things, and at least what I found I really liked to draw is food. I love drawing food because first, I love eating, I love food, but also food can be so aesthetic and so colorful. For example, this is a little drawing I did of like those candy pop rings that you can get sometimes, and I think it's so adorable because again, it's shiny, it's super colorful. So when I was drawing it, it was scratching a bunch of itches in my brain for things that I liked. So it was really easy to get into it. And then you do 1, you do 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get on from there. You do need to kind of aim for things that you like so you can like make yourself be interested in trying out new things. We had these assignments in college where we had to draw more people because we were, attempting to get more into realism and kind of learn how to draw faces and stuff like that. But a lot of people didn't really like drawing from a reference. Again, they liked to draw characters that they liked from cartoons, from media, stuff like that. But something I found out that, was allowed and would give you the same learning capabilities was to draw cosplayers. I know it seemed a little silly in retrospective, but you get to draw your favorite character, someone cosplaying it, and that is still a real person, a real picture. If it's not, like edited too much, that's a real person with real clothes, real shadows, real folds that you need to try and replicate, but it's still a character that you like to draw. So it kind of bridges the gap between these two very different things. I got kind of really distracted by this one question, but it was also one of the last ones, which I'm kind of happy that I managed to delve into a little more because, I get asked this a lot and I know a few ways to kind of get around staying motivated and stuff like that. So, happy to have shared them. The last question is kind of like a group question because I get asked this a lot. It's more specifically about things that I have watched and if I know something. I know it's probably like a bunch of kids who want to know if I know about their favorite show or something. Or maybe one of my characters looks like a character from a fandom that they enjoy and they wonder if I know it. I don't know. Maybe, I'm thinking too highly of myself, but I kind of have a list of stuff that I've been asked if I know or not, so I'm just gonna kind of speed fire through it. Do I know SMG4? I have heard it from my friends. I think it's like an Source filmmaker series where like the characters all move like they're little rag dolls. I know nothing about it besides the main character is like a little blue Mario looking guy. That's everything I know. Oh, I also know this one guy who I have been... He keeps popping up whenever I want to look at Tenna fan art, and I think he looks really, really fun. Apparently he's getting his own series. I think it like just got announced, which is insane. He looks super silly, prime Tumblr sexy man material. I also know that there's like some drama going on with that, so I'm not gonna touch too much into it, but he looks silly. I like his design. There's a new series coming. I hope everyone is well, and I hope everyone gets the artistic recognition that they are owned. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Have you ever watched Murder Drones? I know this is like one of the first series made by the same people who made The Amazing Digital Circus. I have tried to watch it, but every time I see the designs online, I kind of just don't care for them. I don't want to talk shit about it because I don't know the story, I don't know the characters. Obviously, this is someone's favorite thing, and I don't want to be mean about it. But I also recognize that, it's not my interest. I'm not the target audience, just that. Have you ever watched Orin Ayo? Ayo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I actually have no idea what that is. Hold on. Girl, I have no idea what this is. The characters look so weird. This looks like a little character that like Meat Canyon would draw. Why does he look like that? No idea what this is. I don't think I've ever even heard of it. Who knows? Maybe I will look into it. What I can do is tell you about things that I have watched. Maybe, I don't know, you will find one of your favorite things here, or maybe I will completely massacre something that you liked. I'm sorry. Things that I do like. I'm a huge fan of horror games. I think I've made that pretty apparent here. My favorite horror game of all time has to be Silent Hill 2. It's a bit of a heavier game, so for the younger people in my audience, please don't go look for this. Give it a few more years, and then you will be able to appreciate it to its full potential. It's a very pretty horror game. It's considered one of the best horror games of all time. I'm not gonna tell you about it too much because I think if you know Silent Hill 2, you've already kind of heard everything there is to know about it. It's been dissected to all hell and back, so I'm not gonna bore you too much with that. I've been really getting into Poppy Playtime because again, I think the prototype's design looks really cool. I still get a lot of comments saying that like, oh, he looks really bad. We were owed a better design. I think there's like this a bit of an issue with fandoms where like they create their own fan theories and then they get too attached to it. And then if the canon doesn't look like what they envisioned in their mind, then it's the creator's fault and they feel like they were owed something similar to that. I kind of wrote something about this in a comment that I answered a while ago. I'm not gonna go too much into it, but I see it happen in a bunch of fandoms, and like I'm only gonna say this because, you know, I care about it. Fandoms are really cool. I think it's nice to theorize and to wonder where something is going. Please don't shit on the artist's original vision because it's not what you like. This is supposed to be their game. It's their baby before it's something for you to enjoy. Okay? Good? Got it. I want to see this get clipped and land on Twitter, and it's gonna be a whole shit show and I'm gonna get canceled for it. But it is something, again, I've been noticing a lot, and I had, you know, this is my 2 pieces about it. Moving back to things that I do like so we don't lose, you know, track of the conversation. For like older games, I really like Yumeniki. I have it on Steam. I still need to play it. It's so pretty. It was one of the biggest inspirations for Undertale and Deltarune, which is also games I really like. So I want to get to like play it for myself now that I can. But it's such a pretty beautiful game. I've known it for years now because again, massive inspiration for Undertale, which was super popular back in the day, and Deltarune and all of that. I've also been really getting into Knights of Guinevere. I love her design, Princess Guinevere's design. She's so pretty. I love her. I love characters with like weird hairstyles. I think that's why I love Dragon Ball as much as I do as well. She looks so pretty. I'm so sorry for all the people who are like struggling to come to terms with the fact that the amazing digital circus is ending. I feel with you, but also I'm so hyped for that to end so I can see Knights of Guinevere go full force into the future since it got greenlit. I hope you guys have a nice end of series, and I'm gonna have a nice beginning of series once Knights of Guinevere starts. Okay, got it. Gonna kind of rapid fire through some things that I like as well. Obviously, I really like Sonic. I have a bunch of old characters from that I made when I was younger. I really like Arcane. I love Arcane. My favorite character is Silco because of course it is. If you know me, you can see why. I really like Pokemon as well. I've been trying to get more into it because again, it's one of those things where like I can make really easy fan art for it because the characters are just so easy to draw sometimes, and they are so cute. They're just so silly. Some of my favorite Pokemons are Darkrai. I really like Meloetta. I like Jirachi. I like Genesect. I like Mawile. I like Maractus. I like Lurantish. I like so many of them. They are just so pretty sometimes. I really like them. I have been slowly getting into Resident Evil. Again, the new games are kind of grabbing me. I always really liked, I think it's the 3rd game. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get called a fake fan, but I'm getting into it. Just give me a minute. I really like Nemesis. He's my favorite. He looks so silly, but so big. Oh my god. I love him. He's such a freak. Ooh, another animated series I really like was the Castlevania anime that was up on Netflix. I finished Nocturne recently. Personally, this is my personal opinion, I don't think it's as strong as the original series, but it's still a very solid watch. I love Dracula. Oh my god, Dracula. Please. Oh my god, he's the only character that I will not like thirst over because I would never separate him from Lisa. I don't have the heart to do that. Oh my god, they're so cute. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I kind of ran out of questions, but hopefully this kind of will hold you up until I have a better video up. I'm kind of going to the dentist this week, so I had to kind of pump out a video really quickly. But also, this was something that, you know, I get asked about a lot, so you know, here it is. I'm probably gonna make this video like the channel trailer for the sake of, you know, getting the answers out there. So yeah, I didn't really draw much. I just did some little cyber sigilism on the sides of my page, and hopefully that does the job. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah, YouTube words. If you would like to see some more of my art, either on my sketchbooks or digital. These are the social medias where I'm on right now, but I will leave my card in the description so you can see all of the social medias where I'm in under the sun. If you liked some of my OCs or my projects and you wanna maybe hear more about them or read more about them, you can visit my website. I have been working on it so hard lately. It still kind of looks like this, but like much more full and with a bunch of stuff. And as you can see, I use it to archive a lot of my characters, a lot of my projects. So if any of that interests you, then you can go check it out. Link in the description. And if you would like to see sneak peeks of upcoming videos, projects that I'm working on, weekly streams maybe, you can join our Discord server. We have so many people inside. I love to see so many people getting comfortable there and sharing their art and asking questions. It's just such a nice place to be. Again, like I mentioned before, we do stream twice a week, every Friday and Saturday, where I draw, I code, I talk to you guys, I take little requests from the audience sometimes. So if you want to be part of that, yeah, you can just join the Discord server. Link in the description. And that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!